over the past several years, we've seen the community just really develop an attitude of I don't know, joy. In the springtime, people really look forward to the festival. People are on the street, they're greeting each other, and that lasts for weeks and weeks and months afterwards, and it lasts all year long, actually.
It brings out the community. You know, we've got people probably from all over the city here coming out to our community, and it's a good start to a long week of events.
All people all breathe the same air. All people all see the same sun. All people love their children. All people all love freedom. Why do we just see the difference instead of what's really the same? Why don't we break down the borders, lift up our hearts? Inside we're all the same.
Not only do a lot of artists live here, but they make their living in the community. And we thought that kind of saw the arts as a means of defining the cathedral area. And this is where the arts is happening. This is the part of town where stuff happens, where paintings go up on the wall, where street theater happens, where, you know, you turn a corner and there's going to be a colored fire hydrant there or something else like that, right? And we thought it'd be great to have an event in the springtime, and we started out with basically a craft sale and a piece of theater, one show that we brought in. And it was pretty minimal. We didn't get a lot of people out the first year, but enough people came, and enough people, artists and whatnot in the community were excited about it that we decided to do it again the following year, and everything has kind of developed since then.
The festival is really important to the neighborhood in terms of having people to decide to move into this neighborhood. You know, I think we miss a lot of times in our society this sense of community, and I think that's part of what the Cathedral Arts Festival is doing, is it's bringing us all together in the community. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to get complicated, but there is no such thing as unicorns anymore.
And the cathedral area is a really nice community. It's a real community. It's like a little town within the city. Everyone knows each other. You walk down the street, you say hi, you bump into people at Mullins Hardware or Safeway. And the festival, it's a chance to have fun with your neighbors.
We all have a basic need to be creative. It's something we all share. It's a human need to express ourselves. And we do it in different ways, through painting, through how we decorate our front and backyards, how we do our interiors, maybe through music, through writing. And the Cathedral Village Arts Festival provides us with an opportunity to participate in this sort of group creativity.
I work in ceramics and in paper mache. These big units here are paper mache. I make fridges and stoves. I want people to look at things and just laugh. More of an extension of my humor.
Everybody in the community was invited. We put together a flyer and distributed it to all the houses in the community to invite them to do up their yards for the art show, or to make works of art for the Hung Out to Dry exhibition. It's a very democratic, everyone's invited to participate, and so we had children, we had schools, we have individuals again in the community producing artwork for the Hung Out to Dry exhibition.
The festival seems to be offering more and more variety of different art forms and not just specifically the music. And this year our family participated in painting the hydrants as well as painting the sidewalks. And I think for the children it was a wonderful thing that we could participate in as a family. And there seems more and more opportunities with the yard art and, you know, the competition for the poster and things like that. It's nice to have an integration of the different arts instead of just being one specific art form.
This arts festival might be the best one yet. I think it's going to be a good one. Yeah, pretty much. Well, we've got new things, and as you can see, we're getting a portrait of the last Dragon Parade painted on our wall.
The song All People is a song that just talks about the things that everybody has in common. You know, instead of the things that make us different, the things that we have in common. Like we only have one sun, we only have one moon, we all breathe the same air, we all feel the same earth, we all get hungry, we all get thirsty, and that's basically what the song's about. And it's to celebrate our unity.
All people all see the same moon. All people all feel the same earth. All people all see the morning. All people all feel the same thirst. There are so many paths up the mountain, and each one with a different view. Why don't we talk to a stranger, see through their eyes? We could learn something new. La, 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 la.
Well, I think that poetry is now taking on a new significance. In the last 10 years or so, I think it's moved away from the sort of academic community and more into the public domain. I think that this has probably been fueled more than anything by a resurgence of interest in poetry by young people.
On and on, retreating none for me, and every second disappears like waves upon the sea.
At the festival, we've got kids there, you've got people who've never been to a reading before. So you like to have some performance, but you also like to use, it's good to use a festival for a chance to try something new. So it was great to work with the music, and it seems like a lot of, you find a lot of artists going into collaborations with others.
Some to sacrifice, as if the mountain's pleasure were to see them fall, the mind itself creating. Out of the smoke, the high priest staggers, woozy with chicha. The sacred plaza, alive as the gilt wings of a condor, extend. A bloody stone, carved white collar, predatorial head. He climbs the glistening heart, Rio Urubamba singing as the bird takes to the air, an easy, beguiling spiral that circles the cave of the moon.
I think that the festival takes away that sort of distance between audience and the practitioner of the art form. One of the really encouraging things about this year's festival is the Guerrilla Poets, where we found that there were people ready to get up and read their work who had never read before and who had come a long way on their own.
Well, wear your nice new boots at least. No way, 'cause boots aren't cool. So out she went, no scarf or mitts, and started the walk to school, shivering, frozen, chilled to the bone, but totally, totally cool. Thank you.
Organic man, pulsing dirt walker, soil sucked through roots, ground by teeth, clung to bones, in veins, thinking a while in this dimension before moving on. Our name is Rick for now. I tried to imagine what it was like for my dog in the kennels, okay? So this is supposed to be my dog Bear, okay? So if I sound like a dog, that's what it is.
When they washed the shit off the floor, you had to shit on concrete, not grass. Floor, not grass. Small room, loud, loud, freaking. Food comes sometimes, no hunger. Thirsty bit, just sometimes. Piss on the concrete wall.
Her tongue drips, humid thoughts, sweet lies and forget-me-nots. The sweat beads on her chest, smell of fresh love and tenderness, and I can still recall the first time we lay like this, just a few short hours after our first kiss, and I knew it then, as I know now. This woman has the fierce warmth of home. This woman has the fierce warmth of home.
My play, Zach, speaks to the question of tolerance and acceptance of a minority that is often forgotten. Gay teens, they're everywhere. They're in schools and neighborhoods. And I think that writing this and performing this will, I hope, lead to some acceptance to of these kids who, at the end of the day, sometimes are alone, or they feel they're alone, they have no one to turn to because they're so different.
Can I ask you one question? Sure. How did you find out about CJ?
He told me about a year ago.
Oh. And you don't mind that your son is a pervert?
Excuse me? Did you say pervert?
I did.
Gay, you mean, don't you?
If you want to use that word, go ahead.
I will. And no, I don't mind if CJ is gay. I never thought of him in the way described.
But what other way is there to describe it? They are sick, and as responsible
So certainly
parents,
anything that is presented in art, whether it is theater or dance, visual or music or whatever it may be, it's going to make people realize something about themselves, or they'll feel something. They may not immediately realize it at that event, but eventually they will.
I feel something coming present. Yes. Oh, yes, an image is coming.
This work, I think, fits in with the Cathedral Arts Festival because it's, first of all, it is kind of meant for this type of venue. It is festival in terms of the way that it's being presented and how we're doing it. And I think the other thing is that festivals often you can take risks with material, and that's what we're doing, is we're providing a risk for people.
And doing it daily, you will be able to learn to live and cope in chaos. Oh, yeah. Let them bring you love, musical talent, positive energy, and fortune. Thank you. Oh, that's from the salamanders.
Coming here and presenting work and doing work is a way that the community can see the artists that live in this area. And also it is a way that if there are young artists out there that they can see work, they can present work, and also you get all sorts of people. You can't determine what your audience is going to be for a festival. And that's another great reason to do it, because some people who have never seen your work may see it and appreciate it and want to come back.
You're disgusting. Like, you act like a frog all the time. I really hate that. All you do is animals. Like,
Oh, man. Oh, what a hard day on the range today, man. Oh, golly. I think we need to start over here. Back up and get their story in my... Oh, golly.
This neighborhood really enjoys the arts events, and so bringing theater to it sort of fleshes it out as a whole and brings people together. And people that don't normally see theater might come and see our readings, and we can, it's more intimate too, the space, so we can actually talk to our audience, which we don't often get the chance to do during the year, and find out what they think and that sort of thing. And also talk to other artists. It's very much like a fringe festival that way.
We're back to normal. Look with these people, they're incompetent, they have nothing to do, they have no minds whatsoever. It's only I, Jean-Claude the Great.
To me, it's very important that theater belong in the community. You know, it's much more worthwhile for me to see my friends and neighbors come and attend a play, one in which they can respond to the characters of the situation on stage as though it's of them, one of them. I think that's why I like working in theater, because it's a live performance, and in a good production, the audience becomes part of the play, right? And the performers take their performance from the audience response.
Well, what's the damn secret then?
I don't know, Rose.
Geez, I don't know about you, Billy. To get that close and you don't even. That's just like you, though, ain't it?
Yeah, I guess. Train's coming.
Bet you that was the only chance you ever got, eh?
Yeah.
I think my favorite event is the craft sale on the Saturday afternoon, because it's just a myriad of wonderful things you can continue to just look at, and there's all the street buskers and the performance areas and that type of thing, and all the crafts, all the skills that are getting, coming together, and then followed up with the street dance.
Like a lady from the goatee or and say, Trooper, are you ready? What did I see? I need you know. What did I see? I need you. I'll be going your revolution in the morning ere I leave you.
Well, originally I volunteered in doing activities with the children's tent because I had a young daughter, and got involved doing that because I had done other volunteer things in the past, and I get a lot of satisfaction out of doing it, just the camaraderie and the teamwork that I work with, the people that I get to help organize it with me. I mean, I don't do it all alone, and it's really great opportunity to meet people and work with the children.
Got a partner, no snow.
majority of us on 13th Avenue is probably the highlight of our year in terms of exposure. We've got the potential to be seen by up to 15,000 people that day, and that kind of exposure you cannot achieve as a merchant of our size feasibly with advertising.
Well, the festival has a great variety of music. We take our children with us, and last year we went all 5 nights in a row and participated in each of the different activities. And it was a great experience for them because they weren't just being exposed to one style of music or the other. And there's wonderful classical music that goes on, and country, and a whole variety of concerts to see.
Well, I think it's a great area. It's the kind of area where you do have a community that you see every day, and everybody's lives, well, not everybody's, but a lot of people's lives can be intertwined with each other. And it's a small enough city that we really get to know people.
Something I should tell you, please wait a minute. I had a dream you were late last night. In my dream we walked along down a narrow path was paved with stone in the pale moonlight. And darling, you look like an angel just down from paradise.
We didn't know for sure how we'd be received as a country act at this, and people really seemed to appreciate what we did, and it was really fun.
So the rest of my life, so the rest of my life, something I just realized. I think in the face of government cutbacks and all of that kind of stuff that's happening in the macro world, here in this little micro world, we're actually gaining ground. We're saying that not only are the arts viable economically, but it's a very important and essential part of community life and identity. And my belief is we're getting somewhere with that.
She knew for certain that love left me secure. Surely in this hurting that I conjure up in her, but I have no way to tell her, no way to make it clear. No way to fear. And I know now